It's match day 2020 for pharmacy residency, and in today's video I'm going to tell you what your next steps should be if you matched. Hello everyone, my name is Sierra Richard and welcome back to Happy Farm Life. I am a PGY1 resident who just wants to help you navigate this residency journey, and today is one of the most exciting days in that journey, and it is match day. If you're watching this video, congratulations, you have matched. This is the video for you. If you have not matched, I will leave a link down below for the other video about what to do if you didn't match. You have matched. The first thing you need to do is celebrate. Now, with the coronavirus madness going on, I know depending on what part of the country you're in, you may not want to leave your home. That's fine. You can celebrate at home by yourself. It's totally fine. Definitely take some time for yourself. Whether your celebration includes laying on the couch and watching Netflix, you deserve a break after going through all the madness that is the mid-year rush into looking for residencies, as well as doing that application. And then if you went all over the country, or even if you didn't, just doing all of those interviews is exhausting. So take some time for yourself and breathe. After you've done that, the second thing you should do is start preparing. I know that sounds a little silly. It is March, but preparing doesn't have to be all about residency itself. You're in possibly your last rotation or have a couple rotations left. Use those to maximize those things that maybe are weaknesses for you that you have identified going through this process. I know they ask about strengths and weaknesses, and that gives you an opportunity to look into those. So if you've had that opportunity, use these next couple of rotations to really maximize your ability to improve your time management, or maybe your clinical skills need some work in the heart disease section. Whatever you have to do, just make sure you're preparing yourself for what's coming next. But most importantly, you need to graduate. You really need to finish strong. Finish those last final rotations, make sure you're meeting all your graduation requirements, and then the next step with that is then getting licensed. So this does not have to be today or tomorrow, but in the next couple of weeks, it's probably a good idea to pop on the website for whatever state you're moving to, if you're going to a different state and you don't know the requirements already, and just see what you're gonna have to do. For me, it was a lot of fingerprinting, and I had to duplicate a lot of work because I was getting licensed in 2 states. So I got licensed in the state that I'm from, which is Missouri, and where I went to school. And then I'm doing residency in Texas, so I also got licensed in Texas. Reaching out to the residents that are currently there is also something you should do at this time to make sure you're not missing anything or any good tips, because they were able to give me some help specifically on what books to use to study for law. And there was a great book for Texas that I was able to use that really broke everything down for me. Make sure you're asking those things. Like Missouri has a good book that is like free on their website, and you can use that as a good base for a lot of your studying. So just make sure you're reaching out to those residents. Don't ignore your phone calls or emails today. It could be somebody from your new job site, which is super exciting. So you want to make sure you're checking those. Another thing to think about doing is part of licensing is the component of passing the NAPLEX. So make sure you've got your study materials for that and are giving yourself plenty of time to study. Additionally, important thing is where you're going to live. So if you haven't already started doing research on that, which you probably haven't if you haven't matched there, you're not going to look everywhere that you're trying to apply to. But it's a good idea to start getting some feelers out there. Again, talk to the current residents, figure out where you should live or shouldn't live. And I actually went to the place and scheduled travel. I know that may be difficult right now. So you may have to do some different things where you're just asking the current residents to give you a hand. So don't be afraid to do that. I know that I'm willing to help where I'm at right now. So hopefully other places are feeling that way as well. And if you haven't already, start saving your money for your move. Getting licensed is not cheap. I wouldn't go out and splurge as your celebration necessarily. I would definitely consider how much it costs to get licensed. So if you're moving to another state, you're going to pay for your study materials. The book for Texas costs like $70-ish. And then you have your RX prep if you haven't bought that already. Additionally, you have to pay for fees such as fingerprinting, paying for your licensing fees up front, paying for all of your exams. Those fees will add up, especially if you are deciding to get licensed in multiple states. I know that even some programs require it if you're on the border and you may be doing things in both states. just be aware of how much that's going to cost and start putting money back right now if you haven't already, and make sure you have that for when you do need to sign up for those tests. Things that you really can't do: you can't sign up for test dates until you get your ATT or your authorization to test, which will come after graduation. But talk to your school about that, because they are going to need to send forms out, especially if you're going to a different state. For most schools, typically they will send it off to the state that you are currently in. However, they don't do that for other states. So for example, me in Missouri, they sent my stuff off to Missouri automatically, but I had to have them fill out additional forms and requirements for the state of Texas. So I talked to them weeks ahead of time. That way it could be sent off immediately after graduation and I wouldn't have to worry about it. I also got my application in before then, so I'd be higher up on the list. Other things to think about is changing residence. So looking for renter's insurance, looking for electricity, as well as if you're going to be permanently moving here and changing your residence. What does that look like? Are you going to need passes for expressways or toll roads and things of that nature? There are tons of things to look at. Number one is to start making your list now. Don't push this off. You're going to be more stressed as you get closer to graduation. Really focus in on those final rotations, and you guys are going to be great. Congratulations again on matching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss any more videos. And if you have any questions about anything I talked about today, feel free to put it in the comments below, or find me on my Instagram at @happyfarmlife and send me a private message. I love getting those as well. And just let me help you through anything you need in the future part of this process. If you have any other questions that you really want me to answer about residency, feel free to let me know and I will consider them for a future video. Thanks again. Bye.